Good afternoon from Glenwood Lutheran Church. As we gather today, we prepare for the first Sunday in Advent. Uh, you probably already started decorating. I have, at one time, I had a real reputation for being kind of a Scrooge at this time of year and not wanting to decorate and not having a hard time getting into the Christmas season and Christmas spirit. And now I'm reformed. And if you look outside at the beautiful parsonage that we live in, we've got lights out front, and our Christmas trees are up, two of them, inside the house, and we have also lights in back as well, and so I'm excited about all of this. As we gather here in our church too, and decorate and prepare, and things are coming about. We have all sorts of things to get ready for yet, and we've just sat in a staff meeting and thought and talked about all the preparations, even up and through, and including Christmas Eve and the things we're going to sing and say. And yet this coming Sunday is the first Sunday in Advent. Well, let me read this to you. Jesus is speaking. But about that day or hour no one knows, neither the angels in heaven, nor the Son, but only the Father. Beware, keep alert, for you do not know when the time is coming. It's like a man going on a journey when he leaves home and he puts his slaves in charge, and then each with his work, and he commands the doorkeeper to be on the watch. Therefore, keep awake, for you do not know when the master of the house will come. In the evening, or at midnight, or at cockcrow, or at dawn. Or else he may find you asleep when he comes suddenly. And what I say to you, I say to all. Keep awake. Not the kind of thing that we're used to hearing at the beginning of Advent. We want to think about the baby Jesus, don't you? We want to get out our nativity sets. We want to decorate a Christmas tree, and think about Christmas Eve. We want to think about a baby, and we want to think about wise men and Mary and Joseph. Not about the final coming of Jesus Christ. And to be honest, of course, we live in a society that thinks that way, but we don't live in a church that thinks that way. Our lessons in Advent prepare us not just for the coming of Christ the first time, but the final coming of Christ, the end of everything. And so as we gather here, preparing this first Sunday in Advent, I want to point you beyond December 24th. The joy of that, you see, is that the coming of Christ is not just for December 24th. The coming of Christ is something now and finally and fully in the future. How far in the future, we do not know. And so we live in constant waiting and expectation. And it's a beautiful thing. Imagine that our lives are oriented around the coming of Christ, the way that we spend our time and energy and our money getting ready for Christmas. Imagine that your heart rings with those Christmas carols year around, and that you decorate in some way, shape, form, or another, maybe not physically, but in your life and the way you live and your attitude year-round for the coming of Jesus. Not just as a baby, not just on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, but for a lifetime both here and one in the future, finally, fully, always, and forever. Well, may the God of Christmas and the presence of Jesus Christ propel you into a Christmas which lasts longer than just a few hours and few days.